Hello, in this video I'm going to go over an add-on that I have discovered in the add-ons menu that I believe is going to be a huge benefit for a lot of people in the game. On console, this is a great add-on. This is called the Adventurer's Toolkit. This has an absolutely massive amount of tools on this add-on. So I'm going to go over each of these kind of at a high level without a whole lot of detail, because if I went over absolutely everything that this add-on does, this video would probably be astronomically long. So let's get into what this add-on is. Again, it's called the Adventurer's Toolkit. When you go into your add-ons menu, if you alphabetize it like this here, it's right here near the top because obviously it starts with A. So that's where you can find that add-on right there. So let's get into the menu here and I can go over the multiple tools that this has. As you can see, there are several items here that you can track and monitor and all that. But first off, we're going to look at net worth and why this is a cool tool. This right here will tell you basically what you're worth in the game based on what you have in your crafting bag, all kinds of stuff. For example, you can see I have 4,221,078 gold worth of Dragon Reum in my crafting bag that I could potentially sell on traders or something like that. Uh, Then there's transactions. There's another, if you hit the R1 button, as you can see the menu on the very bottom in the ribbon there. Um, oops. The directional pad does not work in the menu on this one here. So that's what this the UI error there that I got was because I hit the directional pad. So keep that in mind. As I was saying, breakdown of gold, what's in your inventory, what is in your bank, all kinds of things like that. Um, the items that you have in your furnishing vault, items that you have in your house, if you ever wanted to figure out your currency that way. There's just all kinds of things that you can track in terms of if you're trying to make gold. Where's your gold sitting basically from your net worth. So if you want, you can also track the transactions, what you sell to your junk, your vendor, and all that. Uh, what your guild sales are, your guild purchases are, all that kind of thing. It also tracks your loot and your anything that you make in mail. Like if you had like a PvP reward for rewards of the worthy or something like that with gold in it, you'd have tracking there on the right there, the breakdown by type. Also, listing fees if you list something or if you pay for repairs to repair your gear. Basically, a, a true in and out of where your gold is coming in from and where it's going out. So you can kind of keep track of where that is, and uh, then basically there's two dashboards in the net worth tracker. So there's this gold ledger here, and then the actual net worth dashboard. Then that's just the one tool. So that's the gold ledger here, and then basically the R1 button will take you to the next tool on this list here. So we can just stay in this menu. This is the gold ledger. Then the next one uh, is the guild sales tracker. If you sell a lot in guild traders, or if you're trying to figure out what is selling in the traders, this is a really helpful tool here. You can keep track of if you have multiple guilds that you sell in, you can keep track of who is selling well. There's also what is selling by item, and then that's gold by gold anyway. And then this is how many items are selling if you're trying to figure out what sells in bulk, whatnot. And then how much gold is by category, and then you can also figure out what your top selling is. This was also a good way to track who your top sellers in your guild. Here's the top buyers here, and then there's a guild overview for each. So you can track, if you're the guild master, you can track who are your top sellers in your guild, just like this screen right here. And there's a filter to change with the triangle button, as you can see on the bottom. You can have the 30-day view, the last 7 days, the last 24 hours. There are literally tons of things you can scan to check different and keep track of fluctuations. Like if there's a really tight window to make some money for some reason, you can check the last 7 days, the last 24 hours to figure out what is selling in your guild and what maybe isn't performing so well. So this is a really, really good tool here, the Guild Sales Tracker. This next tool here is the Guild Bookkeeper. If you are a guild master and you have dues in your guild, then you can keep track of who has paid dues and who hasn't. You can, oops, hit the wrong button there. You can filter out by names or who's paid or who hasn't. And then this automatically tracks if anybody has submitted their dues into the guild bank or not. So that's another good tracker there if you're a guild master with that involved. This is another great tool here. I know a lot of guilds run raffles. You can actually create raffles right here. You can set up your ticket program, how much packs are, all kinds of different rule settings here, what bonuses and prizes, what the rules are. There's all kinds of, again, I don't want to go too in the weeds on every little setting because there are a lot of tools to go over here. I just wanted to make a video to encourage you guys to check this out because there are a lot of different things on this add-on that could possibly really make a lot of things streamlined. But that guild raffle thing is a really cool thing. You could automate making a random drawing and all of that. Really awesome tool there. Housing dashboard. This is really cool. You can keep track of what your furnishing slots are available for your houses, as well as what your top valuable items are in your house. There's a R1 button to move around in the menu here to get to your houses. Like for example, my main house is the Fairwinds, so this is going to have most of my stuff here. Then there's also a housing planner here. If you wanted to plan decorations for certain houses, you can start planning what you want to do with houses and open your browser and add things to your list here to kind of plan out decorating plans. Kind of a neat idea for people that do that kind of thing. There's a Furnishing Finder here. If you've got it tucked in away in one of your houses, you can figure out what house it's in, or if it's in your furnishing vault. There's a lot of different tools here for housing that you can use. You can keep track of what house you have room in. Maybe your furnishing vault is full and you're trying to figure out which house has room to put something in. You can track that here. And as you can see at the bottom ribbon, you can just hit X and travel to the house when you highlight it. So that's another helpful tool there. The next tool for the adventure add-on is the Furnishing Finder. Again, like I showed just a second ago, you can look for specific furnishings. You can type in a search and then look for a piece of furnishing. Maybe you've got it tucked away in some house and you can't remember where you put it. This will locate it for you. This is the housing planner like I showed. Excuse me, this is the furnishing plan browser. This is a really cool tool right here. This is going to track the entirety of all of the plans in the game, and it's a very extensive list, as you can see. And why this is pretty cool is, as you can see, it shows you what the item looks like in the center box there, whether you know the item and where it's crafted at the woodworking station. And you can create wish lists for some of these items. So you can kind of make a hot list for things to keep track of, and that's a really nice way of trying to kind of finalize learning everything in the game. And as you can see, there's also a statistical box up on the top right that shows you all of the items in the game, total count, as well as the unknowns that you know and the known ones, so you can figure out what kind of a progress you are on your character. So that's a cool item there. This is the housing planner that I was talking about for your decorating. So I kind of doubled up on that. This right here, PvP tracker, this is quite interesting. Here we go. This will show if you're in Cyrodiil, what is the AP that you've earned per hour, how long you've been online, how many kills or deaths you've had, ratio to those. Also, if there's somebody who's picking on you or something, then it'll give you the name of your nemesis, and also the person that you have beat up on too much. Also keeps track of your Telvar right there. And then also how many people are on for each faction. If there's any quiet keeps, there's all kinds of different things in this add-on that keeps track of virtually everything. You can reset it or refresh it, or you can show on the map also. There's several different things here. You can select the battles. So that's a nice, neat tool. Infinite Archive. This is pretty cool here. This keeps track of your current run if you're in there, what your score is, how many lives you've used, how long you've been in there, and if you're in duo or single mode, and then your active buffs as well. Center panel here is your personal best scores and all of that for each category. And then also if you're ranked on the weekly, and then it has your lifetime stats, how many times you've ran it, how many times you've completed it, your total score, total kills, boss kills, all of that. The highest arc you've gotten to. So that's a really cool tool there. I thought was awesome to include. And then the item finder. This is really nice because if you've got an item on one of your characters, you can search for it. I believe you probably have to scan all of your characters to figure out what characters have what items on there, but you can track where your items are on your characters, and then you can figure out which character has something tucked away, and then also your loot bag. This will tell you your items and the values of that. Wardrobe, I think this is probably similar to Wizard's Wardrobe a little bit, maybe a stripped down version where it is only going to give you your gear set up here, not necessarily the highly intricate functionality of the Wizard's Wardrobe add-on, for example, but that was another thing that's added in here. And the last thing I'm going to cover here, there's a really cool tool here, Fish Tracker. If you're working on Master Angler or trying to figure out all of the fish in the game, this will tell you, or track for you rather, whether or not you have completed all the zones or not. I'm 100% complete on mine, so this isn't going to show any uncollected ones. But that's another tool here in the add-on that you can keep track of. There's a help and instructions here and settings. You can turn any of these on or off if you don't want to use one of the specific ones in here. So that's a nice functionality there. There's some guidance on a lot of these different things. But I wanted to do kind of a quick overview on this add-on. As you can see, it is quite large. Check it out, see if there's anything that you think that could be helpful for you. I think this is a great add-on to try out, as it's got a pretty widespread reach and touches a lot of different things. And I think it's going to be a really neat add-on to try and implement on console. So I wanted to do a showcase on that and get the word out on it. Thank you very much to the developer who put that together. Really, really helpful. Let me just pull that up here so we can name the person here. Takatsu. Thank you very much for the add-on. It's awesome. So I'm going to end the video here, but before I say goodbye, I'm going to ask everybody that if you thought this video was helpful or interesting, please consider liking, subscribing, and checking out my YouTube channel. Turn on your notification bell so you get notified when I make new content. I do videos quite frequently, so I'm getting a quite large catalog of videos on my YouTube channel. I have over 200 videos on the Elder Scrolls Online on my YouTube channel, and I organize everything in playlists on my channel. So if you go to my YouTube channel, go down to my created playlists, I have everything organized by subject. So for example, this video is going to go into my add-ons playlist, where all of my other add-ons overviews and showcases I've done. All of those videos are going to be in there. So check out my YouTube channel and see everything that I've done so far for the video game. Another thing I'd like to highlight really quickly is my Elder Scrolls Online playlist, where I create songs about the Elder Scrolls Online using AI tools. I do write the lyrics for these, so they are not the typical just press a button, make a song AI songs. That's not what these are. I write the lyrics for these. They're very deep in lore and storytelling, but they are also fun and catchy to listen to. So I'd like some eyes and ears to go to that and see if you guys enjoy listening to those. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.